sunny, it is bright, very positive energy going on. I like it very much. Went for a very long walk with the Tia this morning. It was excellent. Went for a couple of long walks. We are currently listening to Love on Studio Standard Restream, which is wonderful. Let's fire up Instagram. And we are currently live on Instagram as we speak now. And we're going to have a quick look at some of the notifications from today. Big shout out with love and light, gratitude. Share the love. We'll do our best. Thank you for your support. 27,000 followers. Not too bad. Now that looks like a good life on the bottom there to me. A life well lived. Jace Jacobs, someone I've followed for a few years. I would say 5 or 6 years. Him and I have followed each other. Went for a vegan breakfast, lunch kind of thing today. It was good. I had a Caesar salad. It was great. Laura had like eggs Benedict, and there was croissants, and there was a gyro, I think, was one of the things that was on one of the plates. So yeah, it was good. It was a mixture. It wouldn't be something I personally would race out to get, but I always like to try new things. The atmosphere was fun. Display was excellent. Here's a great picture of Tia with all of her glory. Here she is. She's loving the weather. The weather right now is phenomenal. I think I can turn up this a little bit. And I just did. Now I also have the ability to add an extra camera. And I just did that. I'm going to go right here. There we go. And we'll add that to the view for us. So as you can see, even though we're on portrait, you can have multiple cameras. And a lot of talk going on right now about the quarterbacks. Many teams feel deficient with the quarterbacks that they have right now. And quarterbacks that were maybe not deemed to be top tier quarterbacks are now being considered. Because if you think about it, you know, you're looking at someone like Brock Purdy, who went very late in the draft. In fact, I think he was considered Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick in the draft. And then you have someone even like Patrick Mahomes, who was not a first tier pick. He wasn't number 1 or number 2. Many people had doubts. So if you have a keen eye for talent, you can do very well. And it's even with Lamar Jackson, he was not the number 1 pick, right? Anthony Richardson this year, how is he going to do? He was considered someone that was a complete experiment. But because he was such a physical beast, they were like, okay, let's give him a chance. Unfortunately, he got hurt last year. Coaching has a lot to do with it. The amount of time that they're willing to wait, you know, to harvest the talent. Sometimes it takes 2-3 years. Even Patrick Mahomes did not play the first year. He played the very last game. And they saw enough in that one outing, they were like, okay, he's ready. Let's do this. He's our future. And Andy Reid knew from the beginning that there was a great chance that he was going to be a franchise quarterback. He just had a knowing. And that's the key in anything you do. Make sure that you lead kind of with your inner voice. That will always help you. Okay, we're looking at notifications here. Let's see here. I don't even know if I know this person, to be honest. Am I following them? Yes. Okay. Maybe they changed their name, and it's someone I know from the past. Oh, that's nice. They retweeted one of my shout-outs. Isn't this a beautiful church? There are so many gorgeous churches all over Toronto. So if you were to pick this year the 3 teams in the NFL that you thought had a really good chance to do well in the course of the year. Look at that, the moon. The moon has power. It really does. You also noticed recently there's been an increase in sightings of UFOs all over the world in the last 2 weeks. Same type of craft. Now, is it something that we've reversed engineered and we now have the technology? So we're really not seeing anything that is, a new technology. It may be just something that we discovered maybe as early as the Roswell, which I think was 46. If I'm right, 45 or 46 was Roswell. I'll have to look that up and make sure I know. They all look the same. I just took tea out, had a wonderful time. Do what makes your soul shine. Well, I try to every day. Trying to make sure my soul shines here. Let's have a look. And you know what? Yeah, my grandmother, every time I see Snoopy, I think of her. I always think of her. She loved Snoopy, the character, and Charlie Brown, and there was something beautifully wholesome about it that she loved. I love this too. See the spontaneous joy in that face, right? We have that inside of us. We just have to cultivate that, rediscover it, if you like that better. Open our hearts to new waves of healing, hope. We have the ability to connect to, I would say, higher forms of learning through channeling. Things like the Akashic Records. Isn't this beautiful? And we have to discover the beauty around us all the time. Let's lift this up here a bit. You can change the settings. Let's try this. This might be a little better. Right there. Bingo. We'll go with that. That to me is in the styling of the 50s and 60s, even though that was generated, I think, recently. Luna the Moon Pig. Okay. And this is, author's worth a look. Oh, that's nice. I didn't realize I had added that list. So important that we support each other all the time. Multiple teams, ESPN's Jay Flower ESPN has spoken to have their eye on Chargers pass rusher. I wish I could say I was really aware of this person. I'm not going to have to look them up. There's always stuff to learn. There's always players to learn. There's so much talent in the NFL. It's incredible. Yep, this is this week. That's so funny. Ran in someone else's shoes too. Calvin Johnson at the NFL Combine was so insane. It was a few years ago. Oh, look at that shot. That's phenomenal. That is incredible. I love it. We are currently looking at X Pro, which used to be, I would say, TweetDeck back in the day. Yeah, let's see if I can move this over here and get a better look. Make this bigger. Okay. So if I shrink that, I'm just curious to see if I can make my life easier here. Yep. Yep. I just figured it out. Okay. I like the music. The other person that's highly in demand right now is the wide receiver, Mike Evans. And there are quite a few teams that are interested in him and his services. I would personally and selfishly would love to see him be part of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think that would do a world of good. You know, Sam Howell last year, at one point in the year, had incredible numbers. And I think there's talent there that just needs to be harnessed, rediscovered, maybe a little bit more discipline, a better offensive line, right? A lot of times that's just coaching, a new mindset, checking stuff, thoroughly. There is a stream that the Vikings could make wide receiver Justin Jefferson available via trade. I don't think that would be a wise decision. Man, imagine him on the Chiefs. Whew. I think he's better than Tyreek Hill, honestly. I think he's a better catcher. He has explosive speed. As much as I like Mike Evans, and he has had 11 seasons of over 1,000 yards, I think you have a greater window with other younger backs. Oh, hi. Oh, very nice. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I really do. There's always people promoting, and I like that. I like people that have hustle. You gotta have the hustle. Always working on stuff. Okay, let's see here. Not much going on the Instagram today. Don't know why. I know I have it rolling, so that's good. I think in all the times I've done it, I've had a couple times where it was really effective and other times not so much. Now, YouTube in the last 3 weeks has absolutely taken off. And the numbers have been, I would say, double to triple what they were last year, which is exciting. Is the content that much better? No. I just think I'm getting momentum. That's all. Oh, that's hilarious. Look at this. That's quite the stat if you think about it. TDs allowed, 0. That, I think that's a rare stat. You don't see that very often. New York, and everybody knows this, just needs a couple pieces and they'll be set. Things will be great. And, we'll have to see how well Aaron does. And maybe they'll, acquire a couple really good picks on the draft. I like this picture too. Do you guys know who that is? If you can read the number, you can figure it out. He was a wonderful surprise and got better and better and peaked at the right time. And I think they'd be wise to keep him. Oh, they're sharing photos every day. This is one photo too. I am so shocked and inspired by the amount of loyalty, fierce loyalty, that New York fans have for New York teams. One of my friends, Fireman Rich, is always talking about, what they need to do where they could be, where they were. Just another great shot. Same player, by the way. I hope they keep Snead this year. Now, here's a player. It says, if the Broncos release Russell Wilson, they will still owe him $39 million in guaranteed money. Wow. This guaranteed payday could lead to Wilson signing with the team at the veterans minimal for 2024 salary. What team do you think would want to add him? I don't know. And I'm a little leery because you've got Kirk Cousins, right? Who is also a great talent, but injured. And once you get into your 30s, no matter how much conditioning you do, you're not what you were, right? So you need better pieces around you. And if you're overpaying for someone who is older, I don't think that's very wise. I think you're also going to see quite a few teams this year do very well off of the draft, because I guess this is one of the strongest drafts they've had in many years. And they were even kind of hinting about it last year that, you know, this is an okay draft, but the draft coming is really something. It's got more depth. The Chiefs became the 7th team to win 3+ playoff games as underdogs and win the Super Bowl. So in 2023, of course, it was the Chiefs. In 2020, it was the Bucks. In 2017, the Eagles. 2012, the Ravens. 2011, the Giants. In 2007, the Giants were considered underdogs in all 4 games. Drake May has a cannon. Okay. We're going to be able to see that next week for sure. Name a player bouncing back in 2024. Well, I like Gabe Davis, and I don't know why he's so hated. They're saying the Browns might sign Mike Evans. Huh. And will Gabe Davis go back to Buffalo? I think he's wise to stay there for what they pay him. Yeah, Marquise Brown. He's a great player. No, we're even talking about a little bit of baseball here. Look at this. Okay. Oh, that's very cool. Isn't that beautiful? So many incredible stadiums now. The Chicago Bears' Darnell Mooney is not expected to return to the Chicago Bears. Mooney has been linked to the Chiefs, Raiders, and Saints. Mooney has started 49 games with 2,593 yards and 11 TDs. Well, he would be a great extension for sure to the Chiefs, and they are feverishly looking for multiple choices. And I wouldn't be shocked if they cleaned out a lot of the backs. Interesting. I would have not guessed that. The most rushing yards over the last 3 seasons has been Jalen Hurts. Huh. Okay. Will J.J. McCarthy wow teams in the coming weeks? Well, his name has definitely been thrown around. Oh, that's so sad. I dropped out of school and I stayed away from football and I gave up on my dream. And that was because his father had died. And he's now in the NFL draft. And he was driving for DoorDash for a while. And cleaning cars at the airport. Yeah, humble beginnings. Yeah, Drake May be interesting. He'll probably be number 3 on the draft. But you know what? A lot of it, after they have the interviews, the teams know what type of personalities will mesh best with their scheme, right? Their team. And that's so important. And really gifted coaches can see, you know, the potential with hard work of 6 to 8 years, right? You know, even if you look at Jordan Love, he was not an overnight sensation. It took him a long time. And it wasn't until this year that he actually got great. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. How you doing? How you been? Hopefully you're well. We've been trying to do something every day. Been really pleased with the numbers that I've been getting on YouTube. And I've been trying to sustain that audience between my brand of spiritual football, you know, the woo-woo, as you call it. Chilling with my son. Aw. That's good. That's the way it should be. Did you ever get to that movie that you guys were talking about the other day? I hope you did. You know, they're only young for a very short period of time. And it's so important that you nurture that time. Because once it's gone, they don't have time. They have their own life, right? Look at the vibrant colors in this. That looks insanely entertaining to me right now. The idea of doing that. Okay, let's have a quick look here. I think I have to hit this to see it. It's behind here. Yep. Aww. There's an old friend. Wow. So you really never know who you're going to see, especially on Instagram. Oh, that's wonderful. This is an individual that I have known, I would say, for 10 years. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, let's quickly look at, oops, something went wrong. Try loading the page. That's okay. You couldn't read it. It's not going to be able to read everything. You are going to have little glitches sometimes. All right. So, let's check check this page out here just for a moment. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Okay, move this up. And is that now gone? Can't post it. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I learned something though. I love when I learn. I probably should have replaced it with something else, but that's okay. Oh, this is neat. No moment ever repeats itself, and in each moment, we have an opportunity to choose a new direction. Is that true or false through your lens or perspective of living? I'd be interested in knowing. Thank you. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Jim Carrey. It'll be interesting to see the kind of projects that he wants to do in the future. I think you'll still see him do some animation stuff, because he still can do the voices. And that's what Eddie Murphy did for a while. It will be sensory overload next week. It really will be. There'll be so much available to go over. There'll be a million storylines of, potential. You have to be careful you don't get too entwined in the snake oil salesman. That's what they call them. Because, it's a million agents saying they have the greatest client in the world, right? It's going to be a long trip for Kansas City this year, so they really have to get aggressive at making their, I would say, offense better. We also know they're going to lose pieces on the defense because they're not going to be able to afford all the pieces. The other thing we have to be leery of is the cap has gone up $30 million, but that is not going to be enough for teams like Miami, who are, I believe, somewhere between 50 and 60 million over the cap. So they're still going to have to do some very swift, deep cuts. And hopefully they'll be able to, acquire some new talent for the next 2 to 3 years through the draft. This is nice. I am a soul of love, a heart of peace, a mind of stillness, and a being of light. And that's from Gary Hensel. That's really nice. That's a great shot too. Well, we are embarking on 30 minutes, and I like to do 30 minutes a day if I can. And I like to keep it under 30 because I think you lose retention after 30. No more than 60. 30 is ideal. And if you're doing something where you're looking for shorts, probably somewhere between a minute and a minute and a half. Check out the content on TikTok. We are currently right now streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and yes, X. And we will quickly have a look at the notifications if I can get there and see if we have some newer activity. Let's go up here. Okay, we have a couple seconds. Hit that. Okay, so we have... Nah, it's pretty much the same. Toronto blog. We got CTV Toronto News here as well. We've got Simone, thank you. We've got Donika. We've got Donna. We've got Tony D. And we have Mark of the Beast. Well, we just went over 30. So it doesn't matter now. We missed the mark. We got groove in there. So why don't we cover a couple more and then we'll call it a day. Thank you, Benny, for everything that you do. Good morning. Today's affirmation: my life is a bold and creative adventure. Life is a long journey filled with highs and lows. Take a moment to acknowledge your own journey, the highs and the lows, the victories and the failures. Adopt a mindset of discipline, integrity. I would agree with all that. Acceptance and respect, no matter what you are feeling or where you are right now. Drop the resistance and embrace your journey. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Release yourself from self-imposed restrictions. Release energetic ties and allow healing and joy to freely flow. You are abundant beyond the measure. Stay blessed. Stay blessed on this wonderful Sunday. And thank you to all the individuals who are here. I'm trying to remember. I believe so. Thank you, Tony, for all you do. Will you be doing shows in the future on Sundays again? Maybe next week with the draft. That might be a great show, bud. So consider doing that. We'll get together, all of us. Fireman Rich, same time if we can, if we're available. All right. Keep shining your light. Keep moving in the directions of your greatest passions. And do the things that bring you the most excitement and help you align to your highest vibrations. And never be afraid to dream big dreams. Thank you.